Welcome to Echoes of the Unknown, the podcast where we unravel the mysteries that history left behind. I'm Joe, and along with my co-host Sam, we'll take you on a journey through unsolved disappearances, strange phenomena, and hidden histories that have baffled the world for centuries. We dig deep into these unsolved puzzles, blending history with mystery in a way that'll keep you coming back for more. Subscribe now to Echoes of the Unknown on your favorite podcast platform, and let's uncover the secrets that still echo through time. Well, look at us. No longer just voices in the void. I never thought I'd say this, but having an avatar feels oddly liberating. Look at us. We've got faces now.
Right? It's like I can finally express myself with actual expressions instead of just voice tones. I think I'm going to like this.
Perfect. More reasons for people to love us, I hope.
Bring it on. We're ready for the spotlight, one pixel at a time.
Enough about our new looks. We could stare at ourselves all day, but that's not why we're here.
Right. Let's get into today's enigma.
Hey, everyone, and welcome back to Echoes to the Unknown, where we unravel the mysteries that still echo through time. I'm Joe, your friendly neighborhood history buff, and sitting across from me is Sam, the gal who keeps me grounded.
Hey, folks, and trust me, with Joe around, someone needs to hold the kite strings.
Fair enough. But today I've got something that'll make even you raise an eyebrow.
I'm all ears.
All right, today we are going way back in time to explore something truly mind-blowing, the Antikythera Mechanism.
Oh, yeah. This thing's incredible.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's often called the world's first analog computer. And, well, we're going to find out exactly why that is.
I'm excited.
Yeah, this is going to be fun. We got a whole stack of sources for this one. Encyclopedia entries, academic papers, news articles about the latest discoveries.
It's kind of like a detective story across centuries.
Exactly. You know, we're the investigators piecing together the clues.
Okay.
So picture this. It's 1901. A group of sponge divers are exploring a shipwreck off the coast of the Greek island of Antikythera.
Antikythera. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, they pull up all the usual treasures, statues, pottery, and this corroded lump of bronze.
Just like a big lump.
Yep. And little did they know they had stumbled upon something that would rewrite history.
It's amazing how easily it could have been overlooked. Like it sat there unnoticed for a whole year just amidst other artifacts from the shipwreck. And it wasn't until archaeologist Valerio Stace took a closer look in 1902 that its significance even started to become apparent.
It makes you wonder, you know, how many other incredible discoveries are just sitting in museums or storage somewhere, just waiting for someone to take a closer look.
Yeah, absolutely.
But getting back to this lump, what Stace saw must have been incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, this wasn't just some random piece of metal. It's a complex machine with gears and dials. And get this, its complexity was so advanced that it really challenged everything historians thought they knew about ancient Greek technology.
I mean, at the time, the prevailing view was that the ancient Greeks, they were, using pretty simple tools and mechanisms, like nothing like this.
Right.
And the Antikythera mechanism completely shattered those assumptions. I mean, we're talking precision gears with teeth that are barely a millimeter long.
That tiny.
Tiny, I know. And the level of engineering that was involved. Like, that wasn't thought to have existed for centuries.
It just makes you wonder what else they might have been capable of.
Absolutely.
I mean, but before we get too carried away, let's get into what this thing actually did. I mean, we know it tracked the positions of the sun and moon.
Yeah, that's the basics.
Right, but it went way beyond that.
Right. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it could predict eclipses with remarkable accuracy. And not just any eclipses. It was based on the Saros cycle.
The Saros cycle?
Yeah, this repeating pattern of eclipses that was known to the ancient Babylonians.
Wow, so they were drawing on knowledge from other cultures too?
Exactly. It really shows that the ancient Greeks weren't, just master engineers, but also brilliant astronomers who are incorporating knowledge from all over the place. And
it's like a fusion of different intellectual traditions.
Yeah, it's really fascinating.
We're just building cool gadgets. They were trying to understand the cosmos on a much deeper level.
Precisely. And they really packed a lot of functionality into this device.
Like, how much are we talking?
Well, it could display the phases of the moon and calculate these different calendar cycles.
All in one device.
Yeah.
That's wild. So imagine you'd turn a crank on the side of this wooden box.
Okay.
All these gears inside Word of Life, calculating and displaying a symphony of celestial movements.
It's like a miniature mechanical universe in there.
It really is.
Yeah.
And speaking of cycles, the mechanism could even track the metonic cycle, which is this 19-year cycle where the phases of the moon repeat on the same date.
Yeah, and they even managed to incorporate the cycle of the Panhellenic Games, like the ancient Olympics.
The Olympics.
Yeah, the Olympics. It's like a multifunctional timekeeping device for the entire ancient world.
It's pretty remarkable, the level of precision and the depth of astronomical knowledge that they had is just mind-blowing.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So who are these masterminds behind this technological marvel? I mean, building something like this couldn't have been the work of just one person.
You're absolutely right. And
right?
Yeah, I mean, the Antikythera Mechanism, it wasn't just like a one-off creation.
So it points to a tradition of scientific and technological expertise.
Exactly, like a collaboration of brilliant minds over generations, probably.
I mean, it would be amazing to know the names of these unsung heroes of science, but do we have any clues about who they might have been?
Well, dating the mechanism has been pretty tricky, but estimates generally place it somewhere between the late 2nd century and the early 1st century BCE.
Okay, so we're talking a couple of centuries before the Common Era.
Yeah, and there's some pretty compelling evidence linking it to the island of Rhodes.
Rhodes?
Yeah, for instance, there's an inscription that mentions the Halea Games, which were unique to Rhodes.
Oh, so like a local reference.
Exactly. Plus, the astronomical data aligns with the latitude of Rhodes.
Interesting.
And there are historical accounts of similar devices being constructed on the island around that time.
So Rhodes was like the Silicon Valley of ancient Greece, the hub of innovation.
It really seems that way. Now, let's talk about some of the names that have come up in connection with the Antikythera mechanism.
One is Archimedes.
Ah, yes, the Eureka, that guy.
He was this brilliant inventor and mathematician.
Yeah, he's a legend.
Archimedes, he actually died before the estimated creation of the Antikythera mechanism.
Oh, right.
Roman writers like Cicero, they described him building similar astronomical devices.
Oh, wow.
So it's possible that his work might have inspired the design, even if he wasn't directly involved. And just love of the sport was open the race. And
a true legacy of innovation. Were there any other big names we should know about?
Another key figure is Hipparchus, considered by many to be the greatest astronomer of his time.
Okay, what did he do?
Well, his work on the moon's elliptical orbit and his invention of trigonometry.
Trigonometry.
Yeah, the math of triangles that's actually reflected in the mechanism's design.
They figured out the moon's irregular orbit back then.
Exactly.
Without computers or satellites or even telescopes.
It's incredible.
It's mind-boggling.
It took a really incredible depth of mathematical and astronomical understanding to translate those concepts into a physical machine.
Speechless. This ancient device is rewriting history as we speak.
It really is amazing. And it's not just about the technical skill either. I mean, to create something like the Antikythera mechanism, you needed a certain way of thinking.
A way of looking at the world that really embraced scientific inquiry. And there was...
Oh, let's get philosophical.
Well, the ancient Greeks, particularly the Ionian philosophers, they rejected sort of purely supernatural explanations for how things worked. They saw the universe as rational, governed by laws that could be understood and importantly predicted.
So they weren't content with just saying, hey, the gods did it. They're trying to, you get something behind it.
Right.
They wanted to figure out the mechanics of the universe.
Exactly. And the Antikythera mechanism really embodies that quest for understanding. It's a physical representation of their attempts to decode the cosmos.
It's like they were trying to build a model of the universe that they could hold in their hands.
Precisely. And we can even connect this back to a figure like Pythagoras.
Wait, Pythagoras, as in the Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. That guy.
Very same. He believed that numbers were the key to understanding the universe, that mathematical principles could explain the movements of the planets, that there was a fundamental harmony to the cosmos. It's like centuries before modern physics, they were already tapping into the idea that the universe runs on math.
That's amazing. So we've got this incredibly complex device that reflects not just advanced engineering, but also a sophisticated understanding of astronomy and this philosophical framework that embraced scientific inquiry. And remember, this entire story started with a shipwreck.
Right. And that shipwreck is still being explored.
Oh, wow.
Recent expeditions have recovered even more artifacts. Marble statues, fragments of the ship's hull, even a bronze disc that initially caused quite a stir.
Was it another part of the mechanism? Like a missing piece of the cosmic puzzle?
Well, that was the hope. It had these 4 ears with holes in them, making it look like some kind of gear or component.
Yeah.
But further analysis suggests it was probably a decoration, maybe from a piece of furniture.
Oh, too bad.
But hey, the fact that they're still finding things down there is pretty exciting.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, there's always the possibility of uncovering more secrets.
Absolutely. And the ongoing research into the Antikythera mechanism and the shipwreck itself, it's really fascinating.
So what are they focusing on now?
Well, a lot of the current work is focused on reconstructing the mechanism from the fragments that we have. It's pretty fragmented, so there are a lot of gaps to fill in.
That must be like trying to solve a giant 3D jigsaw puzzle. But the pieces are thousands of years old and corroded. How do they even begin to do that?
Well, they're using cutting-edge technology, X-ray tomography, high-resolution surface scanning, 3D modeling. It's like forensic archaeology meets high-tech engineering. So,
Wow.
and the results have been incredible.
So what have they been able to figure out?
For example, for a long time, it was unclear whether the mechanism tracked all 5 planets known to the ancient Greeks. You know, we didn't have any direct evidence in the existing fragments, like planetary gears or something.
That makes sense. How do they figure it out?
Well, in 2016, researchers using computed tomography scans, they found inscriptions containing the numbers 462 and 442.
Okay. What do those numbers mean?
Some kind of secret code.
Exactly a secret code, but definitely a key to unlocking more of the mechanism secrets. These numbers relate to the synodic cycles of Venus and Saturn.
Okay, I'm going to need a little help here. What are synodic cycles?
Imagine you're standing on Earth looking at Venus in the sky.
Okay.
A synodic cycle is the time it takes for Venus to return to the same position relative to the sun from our perspective.
So it's like Venus's year, but from our point of view.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm with you. So how does that relate to the Antikythera mechanism?
Well, finding those numbers means the mechanism was even more sophisticated than we thought.
It could track the movements of Venus and Saturn with remarkable accuracy.
So it didn't just track the sun and moon, it was modeling the entire solar system as they knew it.
Exactly. The inscriptions actually revealed even more details about the mechanism's calendar system, which is still being debated by experts.
Calendar system? I mean, how complicated can a calendar be?
Well, it's more complex than you might think, especially in ancient Greece, where different city-states had their own calendar.
Oh, wow.
So it was a bit of a mess.
So it's like the ancient Greek version of daylight saving time, but way more confusing.
You could say that. The Antikythera mechanism seems to have reconciled these different calendars. It showed the relationships between them and provided a unified view of time.
Wow. So it wasn't just an astronomical computer, it was a timekeeping marvel.
Precisely. And remember how we talked about those missing planetary gears?
Yeah. Did they ever find them?
Not exactly. But recent research has proposed a new model for the mechanism based on those CT scans and a deeper understanding of ancient Greek astronomical knowledge.
So they're reverse engineering an ancient computer. That's incredible.
And it's helped solve some long-standing mysteries.
New model suggests that the missing gears for the planets were actually located on the front face of the device. And they've even created these hypothetical gear trains that could have accomplished this, all based on techniques that would have been available to the ancient Greeks.
So they're essentially recreating the missing pieces based on what they know about ancient Greek engineering.
Exactly. It's really pushing our understanding of this ancient marvel.
So where does all this leave us? What's the current state of the Antikythera mystery?
Well, thanks to decades of research, we have a good understanding of the mechanism's basic functions, its accuracy, and its significance in the history of science and technology.
But I'm guessing there's still some unanswered questions.
Absolutely. We still don't know the exact date it was built, who commissioned it, or the identity of the genius or geniuses who designed it.
Right.
And there are likely more secrets hidden within those corroded fragments.
It sounds like we've only just begun to scratch the surface of the Antikythera Mechanism.
I completely agree. And there are even broader implications to consider.
Oh, this is where it gets really interesting. Let's dive into that. Okay, so we've uncovered the Antikythera mechanisms, like incredible complexity and how accurate it was in predicting these celestial events. It's a testament to the ingenuity of the ancient Greeks. But what does this all mean for our understanding of history? What are the wider implications?
Well, it really challenges our assumptions about technological progress. For a long time, the prevailing narrative was that ancient civilizations were relatively primitive in terms of their scientific and technological knowledge.
And the Antikythera mechanism completely upends that narrative.
It makes you wonder, what else might we be missing?
Exactly.
What other technological marvels might have existed only to be lost to time?
It's like finding a smartphone buried in a Roman ruin.
Wow, yeah.
It would force us to rethink our entire timeline of technological development.
I'm starting to think we underestimate the ingenuity of the past.
I think so too. The Antikythera mechanism is a powerful reminder that the history of science and technology, it's not this linear progression from simple tools to modern marvels. It's full of twists and turns, leaps forward, and forgotten knowledge.
So it's not just a cool artifact. It's a call to re-examine our assumptions about the past.
Absolutely. And it's a testament to the enduring power of human curiosity. The ancient Greeks, they were driven to understand the world around them. In other words, they relished a faith in creation.
Yeah.
And they developed these incredible tools to do so.
It's inspiring to think that this drive to explore and understand is something that connects us across millennia.
And it really is. The pursuit of knowledge is timeless. Who knows what other wonders might be waiting to be discovered, hidden beneath the waves or buried beneath the sands of time?
Well, it looks like we've uncovered just about all we can in our exploration of the Antikythera mechanism. This ancient device has shown us the incredible ingenuity of the ancient Greeks, challenged our assumptions about technological progress, and left us with a sense of wonder about what other secrets the past might hold. And who knows, maybe it will inspire someone listening to make the next groundbreaking discovery to unearth another piece of history that changes our understanding of the world.
I hope so too.
Till then, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and never stop being curious. Thanks for joining us on this episode of Echoes of the Unknown. We'll be back soon with another fascinating topic to explore.